Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in Game 1 in a best of 5 extended series between YoeIM's Ian versus YoeIM's Hui here on Cloud Kingdom. Hui is spawning as the red Protoss on the top right hand side of the map, meanwhile Ian is spawning as the blue Zerg on the bottom left. Ian already has a 1-0 lead in this extended series based upon his performance during the round robin stages. Now, what will be seen from these particular plays as Hui making a move out and building a forward pylon here. It looks like he will be going for that traditional forge fast expansion instead of that mothership core expansion. Yes, that mothership core expansion, which was a staple for quite some time in the TESL, seems to have gone out of favor just a bit as players realize that you can get just a little bit more economy or a little bit more going in terms of your economy if you go for that Nexus first. However, the follow-up is that you do need to get that mothership core rather quickly to either harass or at least protect your third. Coming in, are we going to be seeing Ian perhaps going for a short game or a long game here? Short game would be a spawning pool first with extractors. I don't see that yet, so it looks like it will be going for a pool hatch. Pool hatch, pretty standard play as of late, as players really want to get a strong economy and know that on a map like this, they can just try to shore up their defenses with a lot of queens. Will we see the necessary queens to fend off Phoenix or Oracle harassment, or are we going to even see Phoenixes or Oracles at all? Well, keep on watching to find out. So far, this Nexus first followed by a Forge right here should be a pretty good indicator as to the state at which he wants to play the game. He wants to play this slowly but surely, and I think that Ian should have a lot of information just by scouting this front door. He knows that it's a Forge fast expansion. He can take a look at the timing on the Nexus. He knows that it's about 50% done based upon the amount of hit points that it has. And so he knows that this Overlord pretty much is not going to get shot down. No gateway yet, so this Zealot, even a Zealot and anything that tries to pop out here is going to be quite delayed. Now, I am curious as to why Ian is leaving this Overlord here. It's not going to really be able to do much, and if I know better, this Overlord does want to hide back up on this high ground in just a second. Second Overlord is coming in as well, may try to park itself off here, as we can see that Ian is pretty much doing nothing inside his opponent's base. However, Ian has responded with a quick 3 bases of his own, and with this very, very fast third base now up and underway, Ian should be able to catch up in the worker count in just a few moments. So far, we are getting the Cybernex core being built inside the base here. Perhaps Hui does not want Ian to know when exactly that Cybernex core is down, when he could be expecting stalkers, and the state and progress of that warp gate tech. One of the main reasons why you would hide it over here is that you can also place your gateways here for a 2-base push. Now, so far, Ian should have a little bit of alarms indicating that there is no Cybernex core yet. He needs to hunt that down. He's not going to be able to find it without sacrificing perhaps an Overlord or two, so he will be moving away. Meanwhile, we can see that there is one Zealot holding this Zelnaga tower here. The Zergling going after that Zealot. That was a very, very gun-ho Zergling that does get taken down, and now is that it looks like that Zealot is just simply going to be on patrol between these two sets of buildings. So far, we are going into a Stargate now. The Stargate will have some easy shots taking down Overlord, either at here or the other location. That Overlord now trying to book it out of there. It looks as though the Overlord movement speed isn't going to be enough, and the timing on this is just right. Oh my gosh, so close, down to 24 hit points. Natural regeneration probably got it to 24 from, say, around 12, so that was extremely close, as we're now looking at a bit of a roach push. This is a 3-base Zergling roach push, and this hatchery was cancelled. Alright, did Hui even spot it? No, he didn't, and that was just a very, very fast way of pretty much wasting a whole bunch of resources And now, off of this push, I don't really know why he's even trying to do this here. Now we're going to see that the Zerglings are making their way in. There are no sentries. Oh, there is one sentry there, as the Zerglings going to take down that photon cannon very easily. Now taking down also the pylons would be rather crucial here. If you can take down the pylons and stop reinforcements, that would be huge. All right, let's go ahead and try and take down more units. Roaches are now pushing in. This is looking very good for Ian, as probes are now being pulled. Is it going to do enough damage, as the Zerglings and Roaches are battling it out? More reinforcements still coming in. It looks as though, yes, the Void Ray is out, though. And Hui comes in at just the right time with the right unit to stop this push. However, a lot of damage could still be done. This is all based off of off of tier 1, as the Zerglings are now going to try to get in as well. What is that Void Ray doing except attacking a supply depot that isn't doing anything else? No, I don't think actually the supply depot. The supply depot is still full on hit points. The Roaches don't have Burrow, though. If they had Burrow, that would actually force another separate unit, either or for an Oracle to come out, which would delay additional Void Rays. All right, Zerglings going after these poor probes again. The Zerglings, are they going to be able to get in? Metabolic boost not yet quite done, as the Zerglings are getting toasted by these Void Rays. The Roaches having a very, very bad time indeed, as Hui is now down to 22 supply. This is looking extremely good for Ian. Ian is now just taking down all the rest of the units here. It looks as though another Void Ray is coming in, as the Mothership Core, which was significantly delayed. What will be that follow-up plan? Harvester count is now 21 to 12. And you may see a very, very huge worker kill count, 35. But you remember that a lot of drones were sacrificed in order, or were cut in order to get the number of units you see. Now, right now, all Hui needs to do is make sure that he shuts the door on this. You can see that the Zerglings are still chasing after this, and the probes, and just walking around in circles, is doing a great job. However, what's going to be happening here? The Zerglings are now trying to make their way in. Mothership Core needs to get that photon overcharge in play, and you can see that photon overcharge is going to be doing tremendous damage to those Zerglings, as Zerglings are still continuing to push their way through. All right, let's take a look at this. Nexus is taking a bit of a beating. Zerglings are going to be falling here. More buildings need to be added on this front door, including a pylon first. And is it going to go down? Yes, there is one pylon. There is a second. The Zerglings are stuck. And Hui has effectively held off this attack. But is it going to be enough? So far, if I was going to say, if we had another hatchery, that would have been much, much better. But then again, there wouldn't have been nearly as many as Zerglings, so it's very difficult to tell whether or not it was a smart move for Ian to cut that hatchery. Coming back around, 3 Void Rays look to make their way across the map. Are we perhaps going to even get into a Phoenix? A Phoenix would graviton beam up and really do a bit of damage here, as the Zerglings are pretty much going to be able to take down this front door. This is extremely bad news. The sentry needs to perhaps place down a force field. This is not good at all. Hui there gets the force field down just in time to see all the Zerglings now take down the sentry and the photon cannon. There it goes. It looks as though more photon cannons coming in. The one Mothership Core already up to 6 kills, trying to finish off more here. The Zerglings not quite sure why they're going after the forge or the pylon, as we now see that the Void Rays are coming in for a bit of pressure. There's some transfusions again. This Void Ray needs to perhaps engage. This Void Ray is low on hit points. It needs to back off. It looks as though it is backing off. A new fresh Void Ray being brought into the battle, as the Void Ray does take down the Queen. Alright, it's going to turn into a bit of a base race. Spore Crawler now coming in. Why isn't it getting focused down? I do not know. That is a huge problem there. Oh, there is the one Spore Crawler there. The Spore Crawlers are going to force these Void Rays to back off, as Zerglings are now taking this down as well. Both sides very, very low, as we can see that there is... How many workers? There are no more workers at all for Hui. Hui is pretty much up the creek without a paddle, but can he get enough damage in? There is too many Spore Crawlers to really go after the buildings here, and Ian is in a bit... Ian is just in a great situation, as Hui is going to get cleaned up here. Hui now down to a couple of buildings left. He has enough queens. He has enough Spore Crawlers to really fend off the attack here. You can see that the queen is trying to just play it safe. Perhaps laying down a creep tumor would be a smart call at this point. You can see that The Void Ray is taking some actual damage again. Oh, is it going to be going after this again? Yes, it is. The Void Ray against the Queen. It is now backing off. Zerglings looking to finish off the rest of these buildings here. This is going to turn into a base race, but there is not enough to finish off these Zerglings. There is a handful, one assimilator, one pylon. That is all that is left. Void Ray is now trying to come in from the backside, not going to be able to do so, and Ian did a great job there getting the GG game 1 going to Ian, who now has a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game 2.